That's my water. What's up, everyone? It's about 2:20. What's up? Who's on lunch break? Who's on lunch break right now? If you're on lunch break right now, you watching me from your lunch break, from your break room, give me a thumbs up. If you're watching from the comforts of your own home, give me a thumbs up. Where's everybody at today? Where is everyone today? Antonio here. I'm on my way back to my crib. I want to share something with y'all. We'll give Facebook a little bit of time to build this thing up. I'm rocking my Arab Beef for President shirt. I've been rocking it a lot because it's a great conversation starter. I've been rocking it a lot because it's a great conversation starter. People are like, Eric B for president? Who's Eric B? And that's how I go into my whole thing. That happened today. And this is what brings me to the point of my video today, y'all. How to become unemployable. How to become unemployable. I'm sitting in the lobby. I was at the BMW dealership today getting some work done to my car. And this guy ends up sitting next to me. And initially I was ignoring him because I was working on some stuff with my business. And then ultimately we got into a conversation. We started having a conversation. And you ever notice how when you meet a strange person, they tell you everything about their life? I think those are divine interventions because, you know, some people just need a way to vent. And if they don't know you, then you can't tag them on Facebook. You can't judge them, right? You can't go back and tell anybody they know because they don't know you. You don't know them. So I'm talking to this guy, and we started talking about our cars. You know, I told him what I had, what I was getting done. He told me what he had, what he was getting done. And he had a, if I remember correctly, it was a 15. It may have been a 16, 6 series, right? I said, yo, man, those are nice. Those are really nice. And he's like, yeah, man, it is pretty nice. He's like, the way I'm going, I'll be sleeping in it soon. So it has to be nice, right? And he's laughing. So I'm like, you know, what do you mean? And he was saying, you know, I just jumped into this vehicle too fast and too deep. He jumped in it too deep. He got in over his head with the vehicle. So he really can't breathe. Like he's working. His words exactly verbatim was, man, I'm just working to pay for this car. So I'm like, wow. Right? Even though I've seen that before, I've been in that situation before. It was just the fact that he was so open. But he's like, yeah, I'm just working to pay for this car. So of course, I told him about my travel business. We talking about the travel business. And he was like, man, there's two things that will stop me. I don't have the money to start, and I don't have the time. He said, like I said, man, I'm working to pay for this car. He said, I had enough time to come over here to get this work done because it was critical warranty stuff that had to be done. So he doesn't have enough time for himself. And I told him, I said, man, you know what the problem is, right? He said, nah, so you made yourself too employable. You made yourself too employable. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, you created your own enslavement. So now you have to be employed. You have to be employed. You have to be employed just to survive. He's like, man, I never really thought about it that way. I'm like, yeah, dude, you know, I'm telling you from experience. And this guy was older than me, right? This guy was older than me. I'm like, yeah, I know from experience. When you get yourself in that position to where you make yourself too employable, some of us are making ourselves twice employable because we're working 2 jobs. And when you're working those jobs just to make it, oh man, that's your own enslavement that you've built, my brother. I said, you got to work on making yourself unemployable. You have to work on making yourself unemployable. So we went into that whole conversation, and I just wanted to, to share the same information with you all that I shared with that brother. You have to make yourself unemployable, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say unemployed because there's a difference between being unemployed and being unemployable. I strive to to keep myself unemployable. And unemployable is not when you submit your resume and they look at your resume and they see you don't have enough experience, blah, blah, blah. To be truly unemployable, right, you never have to submit your resume. You never submit your resume to anyone. You may not even have a resume as far as corporate employment is concerned because you're unemployable, right? You remove yourself from the enslavement of debt and debtors and bills, right? So now you put yourself in a position to where you don't have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet, right? And then you can easily position yourself now into a position to where you're totally responsible for the income that comes into your house, into your bank account. That's how you make yourself unemployable, right? If you're not enslaved to any bills, if you're not enslaved to a car note, if you're not enslaved to place I'm passing by now, Rent-A-Center, monthly rentals because you want that big TV, right? If you're not enslaved to credit cards, if you're not enslaved to I don't even know what stores are out anymore, the Macy's cards and all that stuff. If you're not enslaved, right, then that increases your percentage of being unemployable. Unemployable. You have to discipline yourself. And I told the brother too, you're just going to have to discipline yourself. You already got yourself in a situation. If you really want to get out of this situation, you got to get out of that car. You got to get out of that car. Because I'm not risking the roof over my house for a car note. I'm not risking the roof over my house for a car note. And what I gathered is, this guy lives an image. Like he's projected an image of himself that's not real. And it's costing him, and it's about to cost him his housing because of the image that he's presented to people. So that's another way that you can become unemployable, is keeping it real with yourself, being true to yourself, being true to your situation financially and socially, okay? Being true to yourself financially and socially. What's up, man? They got Zach Shahid in here. Deborah Bain, the Bahamas is on fire. The visionary for Bahamas, Deborah Bain is here. Talk about being unemployable. Talking about being unemployable. When you're unemployable in a country that's not known for its riches, when you're in a country where most other people are struggling financially and you've made yourself unemployable in that country, you have mastered the techniques, ladies and gentlemen. Deborah Bain is mastering the technique. What's up, Tina? Miss Brown, Miss Spicer? So, ladies and gentlemen, your goal in life should be to be unemployable. We put too much weight in jobs. We put too much hopes in jobs. We rely on jobs too much. We rely on jobs too much, ladies and gentlemen. Jobs are not stable. You cannot build a solid entity on an unstable foundation. On an unstable foundation. You can't build a skyrise, right? On a foundation of sand, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what we're doing. We're putting all of our faith, all of our trust into a job. And every time they give us a few dollars, we go out and spend a few extra dollars, right? And that just keeps us enslaved to a job. That keeps you employable. You should not want to be employable, ladies and gentlemen. You should not want to be employable. That should not be your goal in life, is to find the next job. That should not be your goal in life, is to sit at your job searching for another job. You should be thinking, how do I become unemployable? Right? How do I put myself in a position where I'm not waiting for the phone to ring for that next job? Or I might lose everything that I have. How do I put myself in that position? It starts with your mind. Discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. You have to have delayed gratification in your life, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, your car may be old. Yeah, you may have an old car, but it's paid for, right? Yeah, you may not be in the house that you want to be in, but the house that you're in is very affordable right now, right? Yeah, you may not have the furniture or the electronics that you want, but just hold on. Exercise some discipline. Just know that if I go out and get this new car and I go out and get a bigger house and I have nothing but a job I just made myself employable for another 10, 20, 30 years. But it's the people that exercise the discipline, that are disciplined enough to delay the gratifications of life, that go out there and they do the work that they need to do to shift themselves from being employable to unemployable. Can I be unemployable on my job, Antonio? Yes. It's a mindset. Yes, you can be unemployable on your job. Work your job, but work something else. Create some additional streams of income for yourself. Create some additional streams of income for yourself. Invest in a business. I know a lot of people that are paying like $600-800 a month for a car, and they're renting their house. They're paying $600-800 a month for a car, and they do not own their domicile, right? Or they're paying $600-800 for a car, and they're living with other family members so they can afford that car. You're making yourself employable. You're making yourself employable, and you're selling yourself short. And you're selling yourself short. Create that discipline. Create additional streams of income. And then when you get your money where it's supposed to be, right? And when your side businesses are creating more income than your job, right? Now you're in a position of being unemployable. Now what do you do next? You create more income. You create more income so that now all the things that you want to buy, the car that you want to buy, the house that you want to buy, that's covered by your profits. That's covered by your profits, ladies and gentlemen. We tell everybody inside of our business, yo, when you come in, our first thing is to put you in a position to where your overhead is paid out of your profits, not out of your pocket. When you live your life to where your overhead is covered out of your profits and not out of your pockets, you become unemployable, ladies and gentlemen. There is no job that can attract you. There is no job that can attract you when you're unemployable. I don't care if you're only making $60,000 a year of your own money, your own time, and you live a life on your own terms. If someone comes and offers you $120,000 to work for them, you'll be like, hell no. Even though it's double what you're making now. But when you're unemployable, you know that extra $60,000 comes with the cost. That's what's wrong with that brother back at the BMW spot. He looks sad, y'all. He looks sad. I felt bad for him. But I know where he is because I was there. We call it fronting. In my culture, we call it fronting. He's fronting. And fronting is expensive. Fronting is expensive because you got to continue to live up that front. Don't front for anybody. A person that's unemployable doesn't have to front for anybody. Because I may pull up in my 2002 BMW, right? And pull up next to you in your 2016 BMW. But guess what? Mine is paid for. Guess what? I don't have to slave and work overtime to pay for mine. Right? So who's really living the life, ladies and gentlemen? Who's really living the life? One time for your mind. What's up? What's up, Da Vinci? One time for your mind. This is one time for your mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is one time for your mental. How do you become unemployable? It's all in your mentals. It's all in your mind. The way that you attack life, the way that you approach life, the way that you approach money, ladies and gentlemen. Stop fronting. Make whatever sacrifices you have to make to never be dependent on somebody hiring you. Make all the sacrifices in life that you have to make on the front end so you don't have to rely on a job on the back end. Are you going to find yourself by yourself? Or you're going to find yourself by yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. See, this is why you need to get with people like me. This is why you need to get with people like my partners on my team. Because this is about financial awareness. This is about creating a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. This is about the future. You think it's just about recruiting people and selling people travel. No, we're talking about business classes, right? We're talking about self-improvement, self-empowerment classes, right? You're around the wrong people. You're around the wrong people. That brother hangs out with the wrong people. Chances are everybody in his circle is broke, but they look rich. Everybody in his circle has to hide their car in the garage probably because the repo man is looking for him. But he looks sharp though. On the outside, he looks sharp on the outside. By any means necessary, get yourself to an unemployable state in life. You do not need a job. You do not need a job. And you'll notice, like, when you don't need a job, that's when all the jobs come, right? It's funny. It's sort of like in a relationship. When you're in a relationship already, you don't need a man or you don't need a woman. That's when all the men and women want to come into your life. Like, I don't need you. I don't need you. But it feels good to know that you don't need somebody or something else in order to live your life. It feels good to know that I don't have to clock in to somebody's job every single day and I can still live my life. I can still do what I want when I want. Right? It feels good, ladies and gentlemen. It feels better than driving a 2017 vehicle. I'm telling you. You're trying to jump yourself into a 2017 vehicle, and you're rocking a 2002 budget, right? Another quick story, y'all. I used to work at AIG back in 1997. I was making $36,000 a year at AIG. I was making $36,000 a year at AIG, y'all. I went out and bought, that was 2007. I went out and bought a 2002 BMW 7 Series, right? 7 Series. And I had the nerve to put a customized plate that said CEO on the back of it. My customized plate said Herb CEO. I still have it at the crib, right? And I'm making $36,000 a year. I'm in traffic every single morning, right? Driving to a job, a BS job. I'm sitting in a cubicle every single day, right? Listen to these stupid supervisors tell me what to do, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. But I can't quit. I can't quit because my car payment is $650 a month. And you can do the math on $36,000 a year. You can do the math on $36,000 a year after taxes, and I'm paying $650 a month for this car. I was fronting. I made myself employable. I had to drive an hour and 30 minutes each way to work every single day, dealing with that BS. I had to do it every single day because I was a slave to a job. So I could front in this car. And I'm walking outside. Everybody's driving Hondas and, whatever else they were driving. And here I am in a BMW thinking that I'm above everybody else. I'm below everybody else. I made myself super employable. But right now, I'm unemployable, ladies and gentlemen. I'm unemployed. You can't hire me. You can't hire me. Your money doesn't fascinate me. Your money doesn't trick me. Your money will not fool me. Your money will not bring me back into the clutches of your will. I'm telling you, you need to get with somebody like me. And let's create this unemployable life for yourself. Let's create this unemployable life for yourself. It's going to take money to become unemployable. It's going to take discipline to become unemployable. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take time to become unemployable. It took time for you to become a slave to the job, right? It took time for you to come to the realization, damn, I got to get a third job. I got to get a third job to pay for this brand new Charger outside. I got to get a third job until I get my income taxes. Marinate on that one. Antonio Starr, get with me. Inbox me. Call me. 559-997-6773. That's my number. Let me show you how to become unemployable. Let me show you how to live this unemployable life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just pulling into my garage. That's if you want it. That's if you want it. If you want to be a slave to your bills, if you want to be a slave to your job for the rest of your life, cool. What's up, Maria? What's up, Andrew? Cool. Angela's in the house. Marlon Reynolds, holler at me, Marlon. Holler at me, bro. If you want to live this unemployable life, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard. We don't keep this stuff a secret. We show you how to get the money. We show you how to spend the money. We show you how to save the money. We show you how to funnel the money so you can get more money, ladies and gentlemen, and free yourself from the clutches of employment. And remember, there's a difference between being unemployed and being unemployable. All right? Don't get yourself unemployed before you become unemployable. Antonio Starr. The lines are open. 559-997-6773. Let's get this life, y'all. All right. Peace.